all this affliction comes through a mind called ignorance mind. So now we have to talk a little bit about ignorance mind, because when Buddha taught Four Noble Truths, so most of you heard about Four Noble Truths, right? So when he talked about suffering, he is not only just talking about suffering of the pains that what we feel on our body. So he is talking about whenever you go, you are reborn. Whenever your consciousness goes, then there is always Privation. So not only this life, if there is a next life, and then next life, if this is same thing that we have to suffer again and again and again, so then he felt like it's very big, tiring. So that's why we call it privation, right? Cycle. But then we really don't need to go into belief into the past and future life. In this life, we face so many sufferings, and then a few days later we are very happy. Again we suffer a lot. Then again we nearly escape that, and there another problem arises. So we go through all this cycle in this life too. The powerful gift the human has is forget it. We forget it, okay, in the past. Well, in the past if something happened and you feel like try to ignore that. But then you have to face it again and again. So this kind of pain is not for only humans, also animals, they do have all these levels, right? So now then, when we talk about third suffering, how you call it in English? All-pervading suffering. So then, this is a base for the first two suffering. Suffering of suffering, and change of suffering. What's that? The suffering of change. Then the third one, right? So then this is the point that Buddha captured and then meditated on. So it is very important for us. This is the first teaching. When he taught Four Noble Truths, he taught suffering. Now we have to think about suffering, and you have to bring up a suffering that you have suffered most. Because His Holiness Dalai Lama always make this point, because we are not bringing up a suffering because we love suffering. That will be insane. So we bring the suffering because there is a method to end this kind of suffering. So that we have to bring it up. So then we have, once you bring this kind of suffering, then we have to go back to the cause of the suffering. So then we talk about cause of the suffering, then we have to talk about the karma and deflections. So for example, attachment is an example of reflection. How does the deflection or the attachment leads us into suffering? This is why the meditation is very important, I think. Because in Buddhist schools, there is a great debate whether the attachment is the root or the source of the reflection. So sometimes it looks like the attachment is the main source of all the reflections. And one of the great Tibetan scholar, Kadamba, we call Kadamba Kishe. So he said, and I forgot. So now I forgot. It's just here and it vanished. Give me a minute, I might remember it. Okay, it's not coming. Doesn't matter. So now once we do the meditation, we have to see when the attachment becomes a problem. So seeing that thing as a beautiful is not a problem. And then I need it. This is not a problem. I need for myself to use it. That's not a problem. So when does the problem starts? Or as a being attachment? So now, my best example for this is going to the iPhone store. When iPhone 7 was launched?
Yes.
Was that? Yeah. No, I don't have that. 7. So I went to the store with my friend who wants to sponsor that to me. Then I said, okay, thank you very much. So we went together. And then in the store, there's a big variety of phones, right? And there's the previous, past life, and in the present, the iPhone is there. And then I said, iPhone 7. So during that time, I was also checking with my mind, how does my mind is working, because my weakness of that time was the latest one. So then I pointed to the one cell phone. This is the one I need. So then the salesman, I remember he's dressing red, and then this is, I think, dark pants I take, and then he has very good attitude with looking towards us, and because he's a businessman, right? So then he gave me this phone, and then I looked at other phone. It's same, right? Same package, same design. Right? Then he said something, I think, something 800 or something dollars, right? So then my friend paid it, and then he put my name on it. Then ultimately I felt, this is my phone. But yeah, the reality, there's nothing wrong with it. Then I bought it. Then once he opened, and then he said, "Do you want you to open it, or can I open it for you?" Then I said, "I want it to open." I opened it. So slowly I feel quite a feeling of this attachment towards it. Then I thought, wow, I just labeled, this is mine when it's paid. Now you really feel this is mine. And then I don't care, even other phones got damaged or burnt or something. If this new cell phone in my hand drops, this will be one of the darkest days for me. So then I remembered one of verses of the Shikyaba, what's it?
It's the 400 verses.
400 verses. It is saying, Chumi Yijig Nato. How do you translate this? Seeing over than what? Yeah, it's difficult to translate that. But it's the something that you see too beautiful, or too like extreme. Exaggeration. Yeah.
You exaggerate.
What's that?
Exaggerate.
So without any exaggeration, it's difficult you to cling towards it, isn't it? In order to cling towards it, your mind becomes a little bit diluted with the putting the object or the person. Wow, so beautiful, right? So now then, this is a pretty good meditation actually. So seeing how it is becoming too much clinging there. Then after I got the phone, then I tried to focus in the textbook. It's saying the ignorance mind, called the I, very strong I, is the main source of everything. Because you try to buy one cell phone to your brother or sister or your father or mother. If they break their phone, you don't feel so much about it, right? But then, because it's not your phone, and you might feel like if you bought it for them, then you feel a little bit because you have spent the money for the phone. So now, if you are using it and something happened to your phone, then it's a big problem. So this is the biggest example for me to recognize how I is very important, and then that becomes iPhone. Just kidding. So now, whenever you think about I, the biggest question is, when you think about I, what's wrong with it? There's nothing wrong with thinking I. Sure, there is a existence, right? Around you able to this. There is existence of I. There is existence of all the phenomena. But then, when we talk about, maybe some of you have recited or read the Heart Sutra. So in that sutra, Buddha Shakyamuni describes about seeing the selflessness, what we call it? Selflessness? Is it right? Okay, selflessness. So it doesn't mean that there's no self, myself, yourself. Yes, there it is. But then he said, the existence by its own inherent existence. Now this is the part, if somebody is saying I'm a Buddhist, and in order to become a Buddhist, we differentiate between the two levels, two categories. Through the refuge, we talk about being Buddhist, and then through the viewpoint, right? Viewpoint, then how to become Buddhist. Now this is the second one, through the view of it, looking towards it. So and then in Buddhism, all the school does not talk about emptiness. Most of them, they talk about selflessness. And then there are different ways of understanding of selflessness, because different people, different mind, different way of understanding. Buddha taught in different schools. It is quite interesting if you study a little bit of everything. And back in the monastery, when I studied in one big monastery, so they were teaching emptiness and everything. And then my wish was like, I just want to go through the first step. Don't jump on the biggest one. Because when we talk about the middle way path or the Madhyamika, this is the one of the highest school of Buddha's teaching. So most people, they jump towards it because the title of it, because it's, when we label it as highest, so people, they jump for the highest. But then once you go there, sometimes it doesn't make sense, sometimes we don't understand that, then it doesn't give so much inspiration towards us, because we are not ready for this. Because Buddha, we believe Buddha is omniscient. That's why when we talk about in order to benefit all the sentient beings, we should get fully enlightened. Fully enlightened means get omniscient. Literally, omniscient. To know what to teach that person, this is the right thing to say to this person, so that it's perfect for that, perfect to her, perfect to him. So also when we study, we should not go for the highest and the best. We should research. This sounds interesting. I should focus a little bit on this. Then you study, and then if it's really helping, continue on this. Then slowly, you can change to the next level. This is especially I'm saying to some people who are interested in Buddhism and they want to approach. Because it's right now in Israel, Buddhism is it's what we some people they trying and practicing this. It's a new. This one is alien or something. Alien. He used this word. Did you hear that? It's alien. I will show you a clip afterwards. Maybe you will get. I have that on my phone. So when you go through first step, second step, third step, your problems will be answered very carefully. For an example, when I heard the teaching on emptiness, and when I heard there is no such thing as a bottle that really exists by existence by its own, I was a bit shocked. And I felt like I can see the bottle and it is there by itself. And then somebody is trying to take that out. And then I can still see there, the appearance is there. It didn't work with me at all at first. So then my teacher taught through the base of the school called the Tsenzhab. No, Rinpoche, the lowest school. So their way of explanation of the ultimate truth, it's very beautiful because it is like this. This cup is conventional truth. Because if I break it, it could be breaking pieces and pieces. So then when you see, oh, there's a solid thing there, then, but in any second, it can be in a dust, become dust and break into pieces. So then how you see as a very solid thing there, so ultimate there, is no more. So that's how they put conventional truth. So then the water inside the muck is ultimate truth. Because if you take the water out, a little water, more water, water is water. You can see water there, still water. But if you try to take this very solid concrete thing, piece by piece. There's no more anymore. So this is how the lower school teaches you about ultimate truth and then conventional truth. So what do you think? Do you think there's something it's meaningful or not?
About what? The conventional truth?
Yeah. So when I say about conventional truth, so nothing to do with Buddhism, okay? When I say conventional, what does rise in your mind?
So everything that I catch through you is conventional.
Yeah.
Because it goes through, it's not really as it is, it's just through my mind.
Okay, through your mind. So this is, your level is quite high. Because this is the how it is described in the third school. So you got promotion. So this Chitta Mantra school. The Chit is mind. So in that school it talks about everything is projection. Only the mind just is. The mind wants to see it, so everything is there. So you press button, switch off, and there's no such thing as everything. Right? So this is what you are trying to say. Well done. So for me, when I began, this wasn't my level. When my teacher told about ultimate and then conventional, I felt something about solid, something to break, something to catch, your mind. So then he explained this. I felt like, wow, this is interesting. This is it. Then slowly. But then when you think about this kind of on meditation, but it does not really effects on your reflection. So then the school that you just spoke about, the Chitta Mantra school, everything is mind projection. So there's a great debate that I can debate with you because you started out. So when you said all the things are conventional because it is coming through my mind. So you are looking at me. I'm the projection of your mind. So then you go back to your room a little bit earlier, and then rest other students are here. I'm still here. You're not taking me to your home. So I'm still here. So if it is only your projection, how I can be here?
So we both have big questions.
Yes.
You have a big question when I'm gone, and I have a big question when I'm gone. We think what happened to you.
Oh yeah. So this is a big debate actually. It's a pretty big debate. That's why we have, Buddha has 100, what do we call it? What's that? Volumes. And then his students of Nalanda has 200. This kind of debate.